Kagame, Excellence le Président Rajoelina, nous sommes réunis ici pour une discussion bilatérale entre la délégation malgache et la délégation rwandaise. We will begin with opening remarks from the Minister of Digital Transformation, Post and Telecommunication of Madagascar, and from the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Rwanda, followed by the signing of the MOU and ending with remarks from Your Excellencies. Minister Biruta, I now invite you to make your remarks.
Your Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Your Excellency Andry, Rajoelina, President of the Republic of Madagascar, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to provide you with an update of the status of the bilateral relations between Madagascar and Rwanda. In 2019, the Economic Development Board of Madagascar and the Rwanda Development Board signed a memorandum of understanding, marking the first milestone in our cooperation. Today, during the business forum which took place this morning, both entities signed an implementation plan of this memorandum of understanding. Today also, an MOU of collaboration between private sectors of both countries was signed. We are discussing various additional agreements and MOUs, such as a double taxation avoidance agreement, a visa waiver, MOUs in various sectors, including agriculture, ICT, tourism, mining, and health. And both sides are committed to expedite the negotiations of this MOU and get them signed in the near future. In conclusion, I wish to commit that we will implement the decisions that will be taken during this visit to further strengthen our bilateral relations. I thank you for your kind attention.
Monsieur le ministre Azafi Jamalo, nous vous invitons à prendre la parole.
Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République du Rwanda, Paul Kagame, Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République de Madagascar,
Mr. Paul Kagame, Mr. President of the Republic of Madagascar, Andry Rajoel, honorable ministers of the Rwandan cabinet, ministers from the Madagascar delegation, ladies and gentlemen, private sector representatives, all protocols observed. I'm delighted to take this opportunity before you as a representative of the Madagascar government to celebrate the highlight of our relations with the Republic of Rwanda. This MOU on economic matters is crucial to reinforce our friendship. I reiterate our thanks to the Republic of Rwanda for their commitment to collaborate with Madagascar in economic and strategic areas. We are determined to accelerate these relationships, and it will be heard around the continent and in the world. The example is the 2020 that you developed, and your development model in Rwanda is an example in agriculture based on IT as a leverage, which allowed to make big strides in social economic areas. These 1,000 hills is the pride of Africa. Madagascar has a huge potential, and we're going to emulate your success in terms of the digital fracture, the development of IT, agribusiness, and infrastructure to catch up the delays. So the cooperation between our private sectors will be crucial to meet the challenges that we face as Madagascar and Africa. We're proud to cooperate and have Rwanda as one of our favorite partners. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, this is an opportunity that is very significant because it reflects the image of a united Africa. And this It's exemplified by the South exchange that we are talking about. Therefore, this way we can face climate change, food security, and economic transition. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, this MOU is more than just a document. It's the symbol of our common will to transcend borders and forge a better future for future generations. For Madagascar, this is a catalyst for opportunities and the way to develop and to attain common prosperity. I'd like to express our gratitude to all the teams from both countries that tirelessly worked to reach this point today. And to conclude, allow me, on behalf of the Republic of Madagascar and His Excellency the President of the Republic, to reaffirm our commitment to deploy all efforts to implement the dispositions, the recommendations of this MOU to attain its objectives. I thank you.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. We will now proceed with the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on Multi-Sector Economic Cooperation. Le protocole d'accord sur la coopération économique multisectorielle sera signé par le ministre Rassafin Jamalo et le ministre Biruta. Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. Your Excellency, President Kagame, it is now my honor to invite you to deliver your remarks.
Allow me to begin by welcoming His Excellency President Rajoelina on his first visit to Rwanda. Mr. President, we are honored to host you and your delegation for these productive discussions. Earlier, President and I met one-on-one, and from our conversation, the visit, including the signing of the new agreement, will open more doors for partnership. Rwanda stands ready to explore opportunities in different sectors, including tourism, ICT, mining, and agriculture for mutual benefit. We appreciate the presence of the Economic Development Board of Madagascar. For both our countries, trade and investment are important drivers of economic growth. A more connected Africa is undoubtedly a more prosperous Africa. In recent years, Rwanda and Madagascar have been hit by extreme weather events. This has affected livelihoods and damaged biodiversity and infrastructure. We must share expertise and learn from each other's experiences. The evidence is clear that our continent is disproportionately impacted by climate change. We must do our part and mobilize domestic resources to mitigate the effects of climate change. That is how we build long-term resilience. Mr. President, thank you for visiting Rwanda. And I wanted to also let you know that we still have good memories of our last visit to your country in 2019. And I hope you are enjoying your stay with us. I look forward to continuing working together with you. May I now invite you, Mr. President, to deliver your remarks. Again, most welcome.
Excellence, Monsieur le Président.
Your Excellency, Mr. the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, members of the Malagasy and Rwandan cabinets, honorable parliamentarians, representatives of the private sector, honorable guests. I've had a long discussion with President Paul Kagame. We've had exchanged ideas for the future, and we want to keep exchanging our best practices on how to transform our countries. And I personally congratulate President Kagame's leadership, because it's not easy to transform a country that was divided. But President Paul Kagame figured out how to unify a people that had been fragmented. So I want to salute you for your leadership, President Kagame. Today, Rwanda is a country that represents a model in development in Africa. The country has attained significant progress in economic development, in preserving the environment, and the technology innovation. Our coming here will allow us to share that vision and about the initiatives you've implemented to reach this level. So Rwanda has become a model for African growth, and you have demonstrated that everything is possible in spite of a civil war, in spite of a weakened people and a country. Today, the Rwandan nation has bounced back and has experienced radical development, and Madagascar is determined to move forward, and we have started, and we're going to speed up growth. And that's why I have come here with a solid Malagasy delegation, including ministers, MPs, and representatives of the private sector. I salute President Kagame, as I said earlier, for his capacity to believe in an Africa that is self-reliant, a continent of opportunities and solutions, and not an Africa that is synonymous with poverty or a continent, a problematic continent. When we see the development strides that Rwanda has made, we visualize what's possible, and we see the conditions for such work, which is unconditional patriotism, and industrialization, and education, and discipline are essential keys to attain development and the well-being of the population, and especially a sustainable future for the interest of the nation. So we share this conviction of South-South cooperation, and we're determined to strengthen that. Our collaboration with Rwanda has seen us choosing sectors that will pave a highway for development for both countries. First, access to improved governance for development through support that we see from ICTs and digitalization in our administrations. And it has to move forward quickly. So the point of views of the citizens will be included to modernize our economies and the services and access to public services, including national IDs, passports, health, etc. Job creation is also important through the private sector and through reforms that we have started, especially the mining sector, and where we've seen progress in Rwanda. And the collaboration between our countries will be essential to structure our mining sector in Madagascar. We also talk about sustainable cities that go hand in hand with the increase of populations in Madagascar and Kigali and Tananarive. So we will be exchanges that know-how and expertise between both capital cities. I've asked the President Kagame that the mayor of the city of Antananarive should be able to learn from the cleanliness that we see here in Kigali, an equal level of cleanliness. President Kagame has also suggested that the leaders from Kigali city could travel to Antananarive to share their experiences for a clean and healthy city like Kigali. The facilitation of travel from both countries and air travel should be useful as well. As you know, it takes 3 hours and 45 minutes to reach Kigali, so we're not really far. We want to be closer. I will make sure that the whole cabinet, the private sector, and those responsible of the implementation of these projects do all it takes to implement this for the well-being of our people. I thank my brother, President Paul Kagame, for being an exemplar for African countries to make sure that we have a self-reliable, sustainable Africa, which takes the patriotism of all Africans. Thank you, Mr. President.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Excellency President Kagame, Excellence, Monsieur le Président Rajoelina, nous arrivons à la fin de la session bilatérale. Monsieur le Président Rajoelina, nous vous souhaitons un agréable séjour au Rwanda.
Merci.